this hour for you on Daybreak. We talk about how a local fine arts school is able to keep its doors open.
And we are talking with health officials about ways to make sure you don't get the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. Good morning and thanks for starting your day with us. Today is Wednesday, September 30th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
Joe Morano here with you as we wrap up one more month of 2020, Jen.
Oh my gosh, you were right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it is the last day of September. I was just thinking about this yesterday, how it feels like this year has just been so long.
That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
That is the popular opinion, right? So, Beth Finello, we need to know your thoughts on, the length of 2020. We are officially 9 months in.
It's hard to believe. It's also hard to believe, like, if you go back, like, in your picture, in your pictures on your phone, it's like, wow, I did this, and then this, and then now it's September.
And then nothing, because we didn't go out, we didn't do much. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's true. But we've had the opportunity to maybe stay more local and enjoy being outside more. I did like that, restaurants were like, let's just sit outside and do that more. And this weekend or this week might be a good time to do that if you like those cooler temperatures.
Yeah, I mean, my windows have been open since last week. So if you're loving that, you get to keep doing that as we head through the day today and through the end of this week. Right now, satellite and radar's quiet. Not much going on. Still pretty dark this morning. Sunrise is not for another hour or so. It's 58 degrees in Springfield, south and west winds at 9 miles per hour. We are 5 to 15 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. It's 58 in Springfield, 58 in Monette, 59 in Camdenton, and 55 in Mountain Grove. As you head out the door this morning, you are going to need a light jacket because it is a little bit chilly. A cold front's going to come in today. That's going to bring some northerly winds, so it's also going to be a little bit chilly this afternoon, despite the fact that temperatures will be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. That cold front's not going to bring us any rain. I expect dry roads through the morning hours, through lunchtime, and through the PM commute as we head throughout the day today. Light jackets will be needed for the bus stops this morning with temperatures in the 50s with a cool start. You won't need them by dismissal. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s with a lot of sunshine this afternoon. So here's what you need to grab. A light jacket this morning, your sunglasses, because I do expect a lot of sunshine this afternoon. And of course, don't forget your mask. Now, with the cooler temperatures, I've gotten a lot of questions about when we're going to start to see that fall foliage. I actually don't expect our peak to be until late October. Any fall foliage that you see right now is because of the lack of rain that we've had over the month of September. Good news is that I've got rain in the forecast. We'll do that in 10 minutes.
A local fine arts school that was set to close now has new life after a donor stepped up and gave a check to help it keep those doors open. The Conservatory of the Ozarks was the school facing financial danger after seeing a steep decline in enrollment this year. It's a story Jesse Inman first brought you 2 weeks ago. Now he shares what turned out to be a miracle for the music school in a Color 10 follow-up.
I was hoping we could find enough funding to stay open, but it didn't seem like there was any hope of that.
It was a rough few weeks leading up to the end of September for Heather Leverich, music director and owner of Conservatory of the Ozarks. Facing the possibility of closing their doors, Leverich did something she was reluctant to do.
People kept asking me to do a GoFundMe, and I felt super awkward about setting up a GoFundMe. When I was typing up my post, I'm like, I feel super awkward about this.
Leverich even tried applying for CARES Act funding.
They saw that we had put on our Facebook page that we were closing, so they said, we're not eligible because we're closing.
It began to look like a certainty that the conservatory would close. Leverich says the hardest day was seeing her pianos start to go out the door last week.
It's like if you built a building and you just start taking bricks out of it and tearing it down, even though you love the building. So that was really hard to see.
She just needed a break, and we thought, we can be that break.
From all the way up in Cole Camp, Missouri, business owners John and Donna Morris saw a passion they couldn't let come to an end. So they wrote the conservatory a check to keep them open through the end of the year.
She was so humble about it. It wasn't like, I need this and I need that. She felt almost guilty asking for any help because she kept saying, other people have it worse. And in sports and athletics, they always have so many people that want to be a part of it and want to jump in and get their name on it and all that. And the arts fall by the wayside. And so many kids want to be involved in that.
It means so much to see the community be like, no, we want to help you survive. So I'm so grateful.
Jesse Inman reporting there. Morris says the only reason he agreed to be interviewed was the hope that other people would see this and consider lending a hand. Also, Leverage says the CARES Act committee is now reviewing its application to stay open through at least year's end.
Well, if your business are still needing to apply for CARES Act funding, those applications must be submitted by the end of the business day today. Greene County received $34 million to help support local coronavirus response efforts. The application for the CARES Act funding can be found at greenecountymo.gov/cares.
New for you this morning. Local health officials say that so far this year, they've already administered 90% of the amount of flu vaccines than at this time a year ago. Nyjah McDonald met with some of these experts. She's in studio this morning to explain more about their message. Nyjah.
Yeah, Joe, well, good morning. Flu season is upon us, and as research shows, you can catch it and COVID at the same time. But one expert says there are some ways to help prevent this from happening.
A lot of the things that we already have in place as a means of preventing COVID will also help us with other respiratory illnesses like the flu.
Phillips says this includes things like maintaining social distance, washing your hands frequently, and wearing a mask. She says nutrition also matters.
Maintaining a healthy diet, those all will factor into your ability to combat a virus should you contract one.
Phillips says people are taking their recommendation to get a flu shot to heart.
We're getting a steady stream of supplies in weekly to make sure that we can continue to meet the needs of our community, because it does seem that our community and the members of our community are seeking out those vaccinations for the flu to keep them healthy during this difficult time.
Which is important, as the research shows contracting both the flu and COVID simultaneously can have serious long-term effects on the body.
Will weaken your immune system, and given that that virus is also a respiratory virus, would cause some great concern for a worsening of those symptoms that we're already seeing with COVID.
Both the flu and COVID-19 can give you a fever, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, sore throat, body aches, and a runny or stuffy nose. The CDC says the best way to know if you have the coronavirus or the flu or both is to get tested.
Well, Phillips recommends finding a primary care physician before you get sick so you can be prepared if and when you need to seek out services.
All right, Nyjah, thank you. And in an effort to help stop the spread of COVID-19, Missouri State University says it will be cleaning and sanitizing classrooms and other high-touch spaces during the fall break. The campus will be closed on October 8th and 9th. Staff are not to report to work on these days unless they are notified or have been given prior instructions to report as part of essential services. Exempt and non-exempt staff will be paid for these days as well.
The third annual Parson Family Fall Festival, scheduled for Saturday, will be postponed. This is out of caution after the governor and first lady tested positive for COVID-19 last week. The first lady is no longer experiencing symptoms and will remain at the Parson residence in Bolivar for the rest of this week. The governor and first lady are tentatively planning to combine the Fall Fest with their Halloween event happening October 31st.
As we head out the door this morning, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s. It's a chilly start this morning, but good news is that we make it into the 80s by this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, and I hope you can enjoy it because we've got 60s the rest of this week and some rain chances for this weekend. We'll do that right after the break. Don't go anywhere.